The following is a recording of the artist talk for A Gathering in Capricorn Sun by Jamila Mendez at the 500X Gallery located in Dallas, Texas.
Please feel free to come up and get some fun food even while we're talking. The whole point of it. Okay, got it. Okay.
Come in, get food, drink.
Thank you for coming.
Yay. Y'all doing okay? Everybody got food, drink? Please gather with us. A vision. All right.
Everybody got some sangria? Charlize, you
Is
got
it
some
strong?
sangria? Okay. Some food. Y'all, thank you for coming. I know it's really cold. So appreciate it.
Yeah, you right there.
Mm,
And we're ready.
we ready. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes,
We ready.
I am.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming to Jamila Mendez's Art Talk. We're here to celebrate A Gathering in Capricorn Sun artworks by this amazing artist, Jamila Mendez. I love the name of the show, like a Capricorn in her little intimate circle. What made you come up with that name? I love this Capricorn.
I love you too. So how I came up with the name, I was already working on some pieces about gathering, and we'll get into that a lot. Um, but for those of you that don't know, here at 500X Gallery, I'm a member, and we have solo shows. And at a certain time in the year, we decide when we're going to do that and who's going to do what month, blah, blah, blah. And so we were making those decisions. Nobody wanted, because it's cold. But I was like, you know what? I should take this month because uh, this is my season. I'm a Capricorn. Like, that'll be perfect. So I added that, in a Capricorn sun. Literally, the time in which we had it was Capricorn season. But also, I'm a Capricorn, and the show involves about gathering and friendship and the need to be around each other. So that's how I came upon the title.
Oh.
What do you think about that?
That's beautiful. I love it. Talk to me about what gathering means, like a gathering in Capricorn Sun. What's the significance of gathering to you?
So I looked it up because I'm a technical person. I literally like looked up the, definition, and I really start, thinking about it. Even for people, and we have discussions with each other a lot about, you know, being an extrovert, being an introvert, being an ambivert. Nobody talks about that. I'm an ambivert, even though I present extrovert. I'm like a cat. I love people, but I do have to have my time away from them. But in looking up the definition and thinking about people, even people that, lean a lot towards being an introvert, they still as well need to gather. And it is essential to our lives. And so I started really, really dealing with that. It helped me to flush the show out more, looking at the definition, looking things up online about gatherings, looking up different names of gatherings, which we'll get into that. Um, so, yeah.
I love our gatherings. So why do you think gatherings are important to humans though? Like to us?
Uh, it helps us get better.
That's good.
If I'm being truthful, it validates our existence. as people, whether we realize it or not, um, because other humans are sounding boards for who you are, and reflections. So, and for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
I think I always knew it. Like I told you, I need people around me.
Yeah.
But when we went through the pandemic, I really, truly understood it. Um, and I've had time to, reflect on that since the pandemic. Like, I remember, getting sad, not being able to do something as simple as hug, or get up close to somebody. Hi, come in. Um, so it's important to our lives.
I like that you said that gathering people are actually sounding boards for other people. It's kind of like they validate us. Um, I'm such a nerd. I just read up on stuff. So
Me
humans
too.
are pack animals. We
Yeah.
cannot be alone. It's not in our nature to be alone. We're pack animals. And therefore, that is the need for love and to feel seen. And I thought that was so interesting because if you look at a pack of dogs, I mean, when you have a dog, it's your pet.
Yeah.
But when you see them with other dogs, you see where they fit in and they feel alive, they feel heard, they feel seen.
And you see their
And the same,
personality.
yeah, and it's the same thing for people. Their personalities shine when they're in a pack or gathering. I know pack is so animalistic. We are animals.
We are animals. We are animals. And that is true.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really important. Like I said, it did really inform my work um, and the titles of the paintings as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love what you guys just said. There are different types of gatherings, though. So there's some that we have to go to that are obligatory, and some that are organic or that we just want to do. Can you talk about the difference between that and how you represented that, or did that show up in your work?
It definitely showed up in my work. Most of the paintings that I did, they are not from an obligatory place. Well, one of them maybe. I don't want to get in trouble. But one of them might have been a little obligatory when I was a child. Just saying. But we have family. And for the most part, that can be obligatory. Sometimes it can turn into that you want to be there. All family meetings are not bad. I've had some beautiful ones, but some of them are obligatory. Um, but as we go out into the world and we make friends or associates, um, it's very essential. And I look at it as with the gathering, I look at it like a tree trunk. So I'm obsessed with trees. This is going to be off topic, but not off topic. If you cut open a tree, I'm sure you guys know this. When the trees are cut open, you see these rings. And the rings stand for the years that the tree has been alive as it builds outer core. It's really beautiful to me. But that's how I look at gathering friendship, family, all of those things. So you have rings, you have your family, and then you have the family that you make by having vows or moving in with somebody. Then you have another set of family, which I call like your close friends. Close friends, they're like family. And then you have friends, and then you have associates. That could be through work, that could be through common interest, and then you have miscellaneous, which is that thing with that person that you might not talk to them a lot, but whenever you're with them, it's amazing. Some people call that's my party friend, or
An associate.
yeah, that's my girl I go to church with, or what have you. So that's how I kind of look at it with gatherings. But I think all of those rings are essential, to our livelihood and how we go about in the world. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, let's get into the different titles of your pieces. Let's introduce them by title and let us know the story.
Okay. Well, as I told you guys, I looked up the definition of gathering and got into a lot of stuff. So the first thing because I love words, and so I got into you know different words that would express gathering, and all of these paintings have some of those words. Um, so, for instance, this particular gathering is called revival. Has anybody ever been to a Kojic revival?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Clutch his drink. No, I'm joking.
So I was raised Pentecostal, that branch, and more specific, Church of God in Christ. And so for short, we call it Kojic. And if you've ever been to a Kojic church, you understand. If you haven't, bless yourself and go to a service. It is just something else. And we had a lot of these. We had revivals. In this particular painting, that is my mother, very anointed woman, is in all the activities, and that is who she is at the core and the essence, and that's what she is at church. So I had to go to a lot of these. So I named that one Revival, another form of gathering. Over here, starting with this first painting, this one is really simple. I just named this QT, and it's short for quality time. And this is just mundane but intimate and very important. And those mundane moments are, to me, can be some of the most important. And so it's just intimate moments of me and my husband in bed doing a whole bunch of nothing, watching Netflix, being goofy, in between sleep, which is what we do. The next one is called Doggy Shindig. And these are my close friends. The woman in the front, of course, there's me with a yellow hat on, but the woman in the front, she is my childhood friend. I've known her since I don't have a memory of when I didn't know her. As soon as I came to Dallas, my mother and father got divorced when I was 5, and I've known her that long. And that's my husband in the back and her husband. And our special relationship with dogs. We are all avid dog lovers. And she had a whole birthday for her dog at this place. This is a real place in Dallas, Mutts. And it's for the dogs, y'all. You can have birthdays, so if you're a dog lover, and the dogs take precedence, so you cannot go there and be offended if they jump on the table because it's their spot. You got to be cool with it. So, yeah, and that's a really vivid memory for me. So shindig and I love that word, shindig. I don't know who came up with it, but we should have more shindigs. That's what I think. And the one next is Cigar Clan. Speaking back to what Alia was talking about, humans being pack animals, especially men. And I love to see the bromance. That's my husband with another one of my childhood friends and the former guy, Mike Thibodeau, in the painting. And I'm sitting off to the side, smoking my cigar, looking cool, taking them up. So I enjoyed a little bromance, when dudes have that instant connection and seeing them in their element. So I definitely wanted to paint that and exhibit that. So speaking of exhibit, this one I just hung up. This is called Exhibition. There's some people in the crowd and at this table are in there.
Wow.
We have the beautiful Jennifer Cowley next to her favorite painting of mine. Another artist, Sharonza, one of our 500X members, Grace. The artist, Ebony Lewis, in the front with the green jacket on. Dallas's own DeMarcus Goy. And the president of 500X back there, gabbing it up with me, Ashley. And Jazz Martis and Shonda.
Oh, love it.
And I decided to put my paintings in there. So I feel like manifesting is a real thing. So I put it in a gallery twice the size of this with all my paintings. So it'll come true.
Love it. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, all of those are different words for a gathering. So I took it literally.
Yeah.
Oh, the other piece.
Oh, your other piece back
Oh, I forgot.
there.
I'm so sorry. It's in the back. I am so sorry. I was like, what are we doing?
Cheyenne is so subtle.
I was like, what are we doing? She's like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. And so this last piece is called soiree, another word that I just absolutely come up, get some food, get some yeah, come on up. This is what it's intended for. Get some drinks, some libations. This one is called soiree. I used to have a home in Garland, and it had this fabulous backyard, and it had a mimosa tree. It smelled so good, and I would have these dinner parties. That is my love language. I love like having dinner parties and talking about things you're not supposed to talk about with my friends, so I can understand how their mind works. Because I like to be intimate with my friends. So those are some of my close friends. Um, some of the people that are at the table are no longer with us, but I felt that I needed to put them in the paintings because they were such a pivotal part of my life. So right there at the front is my best female friend, Christy. I call her Christy Bell because she's a little Southern Belle. And I'm next to her and my friend David. Next to him, holding up the liquor. We know who that is. My husband. My childhood friend at the very back on the left-hand side, Shirley. And right in the middle at the back is my best friend in the whole world, Aaron. He's no longer here. And my close friend, Mila. She has passed on as well. And my Virgo goddess friend, Chanel.
Virgo
And
goddess.
the two on the front, on the right hand side, those are Aaron's siblings, Kim and Corey, who I'm still very close with and I consider family.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
When you mention the people in these paintings and like how you had your childhood friend that you don't have a memory that you don't have without her, do you have an idea of how you're drawn to certain people or why we click up or why we connect to? If you think it's something deep behind that or it's just coincidence?
I definitely do. So much so that even some of the pieces that I decided not to include. So a little, behind the scenes, everyone that are in these paintings, with the exception of those that have passed on, because I could have asked them in the spirit realm, but I didn't. They said it was okay. It's okay. I asked them, could I include them? And I also asked them for their birthday because I wanted to understand what their life path number was. Because I have been searching. I don't think that it's a coincidence. Even people that come in your life briefly, I don't think that's coincidence. Even the people who've been like, whoa, I wish I had never met them, child.
It was a lesson.
It's a lesson.
It's a lesson for you to grow.
Yes, they're there to teach you. And if you're open, and you don't have to learn a lesson right then. I've had instances where a person has left my life, and it might be a couple of years later. I'm like, oh, that's what that was about. Okay, I understand. And I'm grateful for all of them, even my frenemies. I'm grateful for all of it because it helped me build character. It helped me see myself, things that I need to work on. But I definitely, especially when you start feeling these connections to people. Some people, they kind of stick out to you. And I don't think that that's just it just happened to be, oh, she's just cool. I don't think that's what it is. This is the reason why I have these two up here. There's a special synergy between us and a connection. A lot of you that are in the audience, I have a connection to you.
That's beautiful.
Especially if I feel something strong, I tend to be kind of aggressive. I'll be like kind of in your face, like, oh, I like you. I will initiate it. And when I'm not certain, I kind of sit back and observe. But when I feel that, whatever that is, I make sure that I, you know, tap into it and acknowledge it because it's important. And it doesn't come around a lot. So when it does come around, I want to make sure that I'm, doing what I'm supposed to do, learning what I'm supposed to learn from that individual, and also teaching them whatever they need to learn from me. So that is why I asked for the life paths. I looked them up. I found out a lot of interesting information, and I'm just gonna say, guys, yeah, things are not a coincidence.
Of course not. Of course not. It's not a coincidence. We're Sagittariuses, Shonda and I. She's a Capricorn, very structured, organized. Sagittariuses are boom, 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 boom. We're so spontaneous. We're last minute. We're like, why not? We're going to do it. Let's see what happens. And that conflicts with her personality. But I think we're in her life because she could be like really puckered. That it's teaching her to relax. It's teaching her to, really sit and enjoy the moments in the present. To whereas she's influencing Shonda and I because we're planning, or, I'm planning for finances or trips, or, we're growing, and it's all divine alignment.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
1000%.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh.
And I appreciate the Sagittarius energy. Throw it up.
A little chaotic.
It's
but
chaotic.
I'm
It
like,
works
I'm
out.
chaotic.
Always works out. Oh, we're chaotic, and she brings us down. And I'm just like, I'm not like that. And she's like, you are. And I'm like, I am.
No, it's a good balance.
It's a good balance. It is. Oh, life paths. With collaging, I'm a mixed media artist, and you work with paint. A lot.
But yeah, mostly
She
paint.
works with collaging, and it's so interesting because it's doing something else and applying it to something. So what is like your whole process to creating?
Thank you for asking me that.
Yeah.
I think the collaging has something to do with my fashion background. So for those of you that don't know, I attended Texas Women's University in Denton, Texas, and I majored in fashion design. And the process of fashion design is literally you take an illustration, of what you see in your head, and you do the whimsical side of it, all the drama on the paper, and then you flush it down to something very technical, like how many buttons is it exactly, or is it this big, is it that big? And after you do that, you make the pattern for it. And you make the pattern for it, you cut the pattern out, you select fabric, and it's a layering process. It's from beginning to end, construction. And there's a satisfaction there. And I get that satisfaction from painting, but I think the memory, of my hands cutting and doing these things is satisfying to me. So I've been really pushing myself with the collage element and color palettes, which are really important to me. And again, goes right back to my fashion design instruction, about it being cohesion and harmony, editing, and all of that. So right now I'm in a whole love affair with this paste called nori. I think it's a Japanese paste. And last year I was in love with Yes paste, and I thought I had hit I was like, I had found the greatest glue. Like, if you know anything about collaging, the glue in your substrate is so important. And it can make or break a piece. And I thought I really found it with the Yes paste, but this nori is unbelievable. It's so forgiving, and it levels, and here's the weird thing. It smells like my childhood hair grease. Y'all remember the blue hair grease? All the
Mhm.
black girls in
Mhm.
it. Yes, it
Mhm.
smells just like that. So I was like, this is trippy, but it trips me out. But it smells just like that, and I'm still trying to figure out why does it smell like this. But anyways, so yeah, that's the process of that. It's comforting to me, and picking out the different papers. So there's a lot of things that happen with this, like doggy shindig, for instance. We've got cardstock on there. You've got paint, and then you have cardstock that I have jelly printed.
Mm.
So it's like living three different lives. So I still get to paint because jelly printing is like mono printing. It's so fun. You get to take paper and make it something totally different and then figure out how to apply it, in this particular piece. So I really enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's like a scientist, like in lab. Like I love that. I love that for you. Like
Yeah.
exploration and all the different techniques.
Yes.
Talk about your colors. Cause yeah, they're popping over there, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, the palettes.
Hopping. This was so much fun to look this up. I'm in love with jewel tones, so that's why that magenta.
Mhm.
It's for those that follow me on Instagram on my Mimi Chic Boutique page. These are some of my colors, like this magenta color and this beautiful mallard blue and brown. I'm just really attracted to that. I also wanted to tap in. I know y'all be like, here she go, but look it up. You have some too, so don't get jealous. But when you look it up, each zodiac sign, we have certain colors that are called our power colors. Right now on the table, we have one of the Capricorn power colors, which is emerald green, blue, brown, dark yellow, and black. So as you can see that repeated in my work as well. So I wanted to like really hone it in. I'm like, if we're going for Capricorn sun, then let's just go for Capricorn sun. Yeah. So I leaned into that. That
Yeah.
informs a lot of the palette as well. Come in, come get a drink, come get some food. How's that sangria? Was it too strong?
Mm-mm. It's good.
Okay, good.
It is, isn't
Okay.
it?
That's
It's
what I want to
fun.
hear.
I like it.
That's what I want to hear.
So we've gone over titles and colors and pack animals, packing, and is there anything about your titles of each piece that you wanted to go over, or like you wanted to tap in more in depth about what you were specifically trying to express? That relationship between the title and what we're seeing in your pieces.
Well, I picked those titles, but of course, like I told you guys, I looked up gathering and all these different words to go with it. But as far as selecting it for each piece, this is tapping into a memory for me, and how I felt at that time. Soiree is perfect for that. I remember that night dinner, like we had lights in the back, like it was just soiree just felt so appropriate for that painting. And Shindig, because
It did get cold.
the dogs were dogging, they were. It was such a good time, but they were like hopping on the table, doing all kind of craziness. They remind me
Pack
of
animals.
children, like they don't care about what you think, and I like that. Um, yeah, so I felt like it was an appropriate title. That's about it. Nothing deep.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, nothing deep.
Okay.
I was like, that feel right.
Um,
I love how you have these pieces. You have them floating around with the price points and all of them for sale.
They're all for sale.
Okay.
So all of these are the biggest piece, the rectangle pieces. Those are 30 by 24, and the square ones are 24 by 24, which is I guess would that be considered medium size for me?
Mm.
My last solo show, I did really big pieces, and so I was like, I'll go a little bit smaller and see how I feel. At first, I was like, nah, why I feel constrained, but it was cool. I think these are a decent size, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Hmm.
they are off for sale. So I gave out the paperwork to everyone so you can review
I love it. Capricorn. Capricorn,
it.
baby.
Yes,
Capricorn.
I was Capricorn.
Right, the structure and order.
I love it.
Not from the Sagittariuses. No, not from
Mhm.
us.
It's so funny because I had my last artist talk. I had the beautiful Jennifer Cowley in the audience, and she did my artist talk last time, and we had a brief conversation, but I kind of left it up to her, and so I was sitting there thinking, I was like, oh. Will I get in trouble if I'm a Capricorn and I call Shonda and Leah and try to tell them what to say?
And she didn't. I was expecting it.
Mhm.
I was expecting
I
for her to
was
be
so
like, it's
proud
got to
of
go like this,
myself.
A B C D E, and I'm like, I'm just gonna announce it like I'm on MTV Summer Jam Beach House. And she flipped out, and I was like, no, I'm just kidding.
I did
Yeah.
good. I did
Thank you,
good.
boo.
I tried.
You
Yeah,
did good, Mama.
yeah, you
Anybody have
did.
any questions about
Yeah.
anything for Jamelia?
And more about you talk about food and the importance of that,
Mm.
including the gathering.
Thank you. Good question.
Mm.
So during my opening, I decided to have a live gathering
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted it to be interactive, and I filmed it. It went off really well, and I wanted people to, sometimes remember I talked about the rings and all the different circles that you have. Sometimes they don't collide.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when I have solo shows and my birthdays, those are pretty much the only times where all these worlds collide. These people that are so important to me and that I love so much, they get to meet each other.
So good.
And that geeks me out.
So
I
good.
love it. And thank God for Shonda and Leah. I
Aw.
was talking about it, like, oh, it's set up. Also, the next day I was turning 50, but I wasn't going to do anything. And Shonda was like, well, sis, you should, solo show, hello, like, turn that
Ah,
into
boo, boo, boo.
celebration. We gathering like gathering. I was like, oh, yeah. And so, like, I just, like, ran off of her energy. I was like, I could tape it. We can have a live gathering inside the gathering of the gathering. And
That's awesome.
I just got so excited, and I'm so happy that you
The
suggested
idea.
that.
He was Capricorning.
Oh, thank
That was
you.
Capricorning
But
with
no,
that
I had
idea.
to, I was just like,
Capricorn
just turn it.
energy.
Yeah, it
It
was
was a
an
party.
abstract idea, and then to see it executed, I was like, what's this? Why am I sitting here? What's
Yeah.
going on? It's
And I was
cute.
just
Yeah,
fire
it was great.
signing. I was
It
just
was
like,
great
this
to
came out
see it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. And so me being a Capricorn, I turned it into a whole thing. She just said have a celebration, and I was like, I must
Festive.
have an emerald. And so I had to do a whole thing to go find this emerald. My poor husband, he was like, well, I found a brown. I was like, that is unacceptable. Like, I want an emerald. I want emerald color with a blue base and it's amber. Like it was a whole thing. I had to throw them away because, of course, it was cold in here, y'all. But I also had Capricorn flowers on the table. We
Mhm.
had pansies. Like it was a whole thing. But I got to tape it and I got to watch people that I love so much and influenced me so much that maybe they haven't met. I got to watch them sit at this table and talk to each other.
Mm.
And I also, the people that were coming to see Chris's beautiful work, I invited. I was like, please, I want everybody. So we did it, and come on in. We did it in 20 and 30-minute intervals, and it was so beautiful. And so I was with this artist talk. I know it's cold as hell in here, but I was trying to recreate that moment because I want you guys to partake of the food and come up and feel invited and feel a part of the gathering. So thank you.
Such a good idea. It was
Mm.
so good.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
My goodness, I am so incredibly proud of you. And I love this concept and this whole setup with the with LaShonda and Aaliyah moderating. It reminds me of the NPR.
Oh.
even with y'all's voices. I
Mm.
mean, like y'all's voices
Mm.
are so soothing.
Oh,
Thank you.
Really.
Thank you.
So that, and then also your color palette is amazing.
Thank
And
you.
you just gave me a new idea, so you just inspired me for a
I
new
love it.
color.
Nice.
With because I researched all of my subject matter in my art, and I never thought to research the power colors for the zodiac. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And then also in your pieces, I love the kind of muted turquoise images. It looks like an overexposed
Yes.
piece.
Mhm.
So,
She got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
love it. Yes.
I appreciate it. Well, and hats off to you as well, y'all. Jennifer Calley, let's give a PSA. She has a she has a show right now at Daisha Boards. It's off the chain. If you haven't seen it, bless yourself. It's around the
Oh my
corner.
gosh, yeah.
And it is amazing. So everybody
Yes.
I got it, but I still
Take
want
it
to
off
give
of me.
recognition to my art sisters that are doing the damn thing. They're doing the work and producing and showing beautiful collections. So, and I'm so proud of you as well. And thank you for always supporting me.
Yes.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions?
Yay.
Hi.
Damn.
It's not a question. It's more like I admire your work, and I love how you harken back to your past pieces and to your new. I'm really interested to see where your art goes from here because this is a bit of a departure, still owing back to the past of what you've done, even in the last show, and now you're going into a different realm of still the same processes and everything, but then as usual, as we be on the phone, you're experimenting and doing this, but I'm really interested to see where your work goes this year.
Well, I'm
very
so
exciting.
glad you said that. Thank you, because I do want to, for those of you that do follow my work, look forward to it getting looser. And I'm going to be bold and embrace. What a lot of you don't know is I also do abstract work, but I don't really show it because the truth is, I don't. I just have to say the thing. I'm direct. Um, for whatever reason, black artists, as we have it, abstract artists are kind of ignored. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, it's kind of ignored, and that's why I don't show it. And I shouldn't feel like that. So if I have to be the one to get out there and be like, well, in any way, I'm gonna do it. I enjoy it. I love figurative work, but I want to take it to a more abstract place, which is, and thank you, Danielle, for noticing that. I am trying to push it and get looser, um, and get out of my head and come from a more intuitive place. Because when I'm making the jelly prints and layering, it does become more intuitive. You're doing a repetition, but with those colors, I'm setting them out in front of myself and just picking them intuitively, as where before, would be very
Capricorny.
very
Just
Capricorny.
Capricorny.
I still did my storyboards. I do, like do my little pre-sketch and what am I trying to say here? That's still there, but I do want to show some of my more abstract work. So that is what you'll be seeing me get looser.
She be going for all of the things, as far as creating.
Thank you.
And she gives me great reviews on, um, um, the mediums that she tries and everything. She's very brave in that.
Oh,
And
thank
so
you.
I really appreciate watching her there. I'm like,
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Any more questions or statements?
I really love the revival. I
Mm.
really you too.
Mhm.
I see a lot of structure in that, and I was and those long dresses. That's for real.
Mhm.
For real.
Mhm.
With a 3/4 sleeve.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
risque. That's as risque as you can go.
Don't be doing anything less than
Yeah.
needed. And I was just wondering if that structure also contributed to your structure, and
So good.
creating.
That's so good.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
That's a good question.
Which is interesting because now I'm thinking back on my mommy, and she is a Gemini, and Geminis love to be free, and they're like little butterflies, and well, she still was doing that in church, like she was in all the activities and real social. She was butterflying, but yeah, it was very structured, and it was a big part of my life. A lot of do's and don'ts, and yeah, really informs me growing up. So yeah, good question, and yes, a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question.
Yeah, it did.
I'm not an artist. I'm an admirer.
Mm.
So
Uh-huh.
I would like to say I do admire the colors and the structure.
Oh,
So my question, I guess, first let me back up and say thank you for sharing
thank you.
your not necessarily just your work, but also it seems like the three pieces that I see over to my left, your right, are more intimate. It seems like it's like your circle. Most artists that I've seen, uh, not that I've seen a lot, don't necessarily share the innermost beings or the circle. And so just wanted to see what was uh, the push for you to share the inner circle as you have.
Another good question.
Thank you for that
That's
question.
a good question.
But you don't really share family and friends. Mostly it's abstract or things that we observe, perceptions. This is very inner.
I'm kind of like, why not? Like, why would I be? I don't want to sound. Why would I be painting somebody I don't know? I mean, that's cool too, but these people. So two of those people I told you they're no longer here. And my closest of friends, he didn't get to see this life. I mean, he came to like the first show. He always saw me painting because he was my best friend, but he didn't get to see me be in a show or have a show. And I am deeply regretful about that. And I want the people that I love and I admire, the what we call common folk, I want them to see themselves on the wall. I want them to know what that feels like, because they're important, not just in my world. Like, because we all of us, we don't have just one circle. We affect so many people. I think sometimes that we don't even realize, like, this one person, you're going around and you make a sandwich for a person, and which oh, it's just a sandwich, but no, you're nourishing your children. You're going out to the world. You're affecting someone. Um, Even like the things that we say, that we choose to say. I want to share something. I'll embarrass her real quick. I have someone in the audience that literally helped save my life. I was being so stubborn about something. I had a surgery a couple of years ago. I was very sick, but sometimes when you get up and you sick every day, you don't know you sick because it becomes your normal. And she saw it, and instead of just ignoring it, she was like, "Hey," and she got in my face. She has a really soft and sweet voice, but she got in my face, and she was like, "Hey, you need to take this seriously. I'm talking to you. I've had someone that's passed from this. Stop playing around." And when you know it, I was dealing with cancer. Look, I'm going to tell the truth because I am a Capricorn. And so if you know one, we're stubborn. That could be a good thing if we're rallying for a cry. We will stand 10 toes down, but we can also be stubborn about other things. And I was being stubborn. I didn't want to be bothered. And I was in denial about it. And she got in my face, and I was like, she right. She called me out, child. She right. And I made the appointment, and 3 weeks later, like they was like, yeah, you have cancer, and you need to deal with this right now. And I was like, like, and if she hadn't said that, how long would I have sat and just continued to bleed and be sick? Like, so these people, these regular people, these everyday people, they're so important. They make our lives go around. They shape our lives. So yeah, I think it's my obligation to put them on the wall whenever I can, and especially with my people, because we tend to be seen in these little archetypes, and we are multifaceted, and I want people to experience that and know that. So that's why it's important to me.
I did not know that. Your love for her had a domino effect on everybody in her circle.
Yeah.
Like that's deep. That's beautiful, you know? Love. That's deep.
Ooh, the heat came on, thank God.
Yeah, the heat.
Jesus. All right. Any more questions? Y'all drink up this sangria now. My husband cut this up.
I really like that some aspects of your paintings are like very figurative, and then some of them are very more like realistic. Like especially on this one, how the people are very figurative and illustrative, and then like the poster on the wall of the church is extremely realistic. Like you know, the hands and stuff, and like the one here where the paintings are more realistic than the people.
Yes.
And I just really love the depth that it gives to like your work. I was just wondering if there was a purpose to it or if it was more aesthetic.
That's me trying to so the paintings in this, I don't know if you were in here at the time, but the paintings that you see on this wall, they are my paintings. So I took them to, oh my God, I got on Procreate. Y'all was so much drama. Leah told me not to do it, but I had
Don't Capricorn. Don't Capricorn. Was like, keep everything abstract and pattern.
Yeah, she's like, just put some abstract. I was like, I don't want to. And she's like, it's gonna take a long time. So I had to torture myself and do it anyway. So I got in Procreate and I warped those in the angle that they were supposed to be, shrunk them down, took them to Kinko's, printed it out as a whole thing, and pasted them because I wanted it to be all of my artwork, but also that's my artwork on the wall. But remember, I'm trying to get loose. So that's why you see the looseness of the people. That's me trying to. I'm like, keep it loose, keep it.
She's trying to kind of
loose.
That she called the
other stuff is
Sagittarius.
still in there, and I have to kind of remember, because I would start doing something. I'm like, oh, okay.
So good. It looks so good. It's so good. You got loose.
It's crazy.
You got loose.
And also I think I hit it pretty well, but everyone
Grace
on this
good.
painting in particular, some of them have it and some of them don't, but they all have their life path numbers hidden somewhere on their person. So yeah.
I like that idea because realistically, whether you're into personalities and blood type zodiacs, life path numbers, like background, upbringing, anything that creates your personality is who you are. And it all lines up scientifically, logically, if you just want to be like magical about it, whatever, what have you. But it is who you are. We just don't see it every day, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You got loose. Ooh, Capricorn. You got loose.
Any more questions or statements? Oh, geez. Jarlisa had too much sangria. No, I'm just playing. She didn't even have. I know. I blamed it on you.
Poor Jarlisa.
She was like, it wasn't even me.
Always the Gemini.
It's hilarious.
So,
That's
any
so
more
funny.
questions or statements? If not,
have some more sangria and snacks. Come gather with us.
Help yourself.
Yeah, please come up. I got some chicken poppers and, the cheese and trade deal, sangria. My hubby cut that fruit up just for y'all. Yes, I'm gonna make you feel guilty. So you can have a little sip. It's cold. So make yourself welcome, please. And thank you so much for coming out. I know it is so cold. Guys, thank you on Instagram Live for watching. I appreciate it. So yeah. Oh yeah, get in here.
Get in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love you, sis.
Thank you. So good. Everybody give another a clap to Shonda and Alia for being so gracious.
Sagittarius, sis. Yes.
I really appreciate it.
All right.
What's up?
Yes.
I want to thank everyone that came out to my artist talk, also to my opening reception for a gathering in Capricorn Sun, which ran from January the 6th to January the 21st of 2024. For further information on my pieces that are still currently for sale, you can contact us at the 500X Gallery at gmail.com. I also want to remind you guys at 500X, we're in our 45th year of existing, and we are the longest running co op in Dallas, Texas. We're very proud of that. If you haven't had a chance to stop by, please come and see us. We're located at 516 Fabrication Street in Dallas, Texas. We're open every Saturday and Sunday from 12 noon to 5 p.m. Come see some art.